One of the conventions of an existing media product that I looked at and decided to incorporate into my work was the style of the masthead. I looked at NME and they use a short masthead of only 3 letters, so I decided to do the same. This means it is short, eye-catching, easy to read and be recognisable, and is also easy to use as branding elsewhere. Having only 3 letters means I used an abbreviation of a word that my niche market will recognise and therefore be attracted to. Another convention I stuck to was the layout of the cover lines. Despite slight differences in style, I stuck to the layout overall by having one main cover line which related to my main cover image of an icon or recognisable artist. Within the cover line, the artist's name acts as buzzwords and therefore attracts my target audience. Also, throughout my cover lines I used specialised language, which NME also do as well. For example, on NME, Ali Pali is used in reference to Alexandra Palace, a nickname that fans and the target audience will recognise. I used this concept in my magazine by referring to Reading and Leeds festivals. Another convention I stuck to was clearly portraying my issue number, date line, price and barcode on the front cover of my magazine. However, the magazine NME I looked at displayed theirs spread across the magazine more by displaying the date up by the masthead in the top hug. In terms of my contents page, I stuck strongly to the convention of Rule of Thirds, as I feel this is very important to making sure the contents page is clear, concise and the viewer's eye can follow it easily so they do not lose interest. Although I stuck to Rule of Thirds, I did it in a very different way to NME, as I combined different grid squares. For example, my list of pages took up 2/3 of the Rule of Thirds grid, whereas NME displays theirs more in columns. I like the way I did it as it adds a new depth level of interest, but is also very clear and looks professional. Another element and convention that I followed through into my magazine from the media publication I looked at was the use of imagery on the contents page. I included images of featured bands and artists and correlated these with the page numbers to make it very clear to my audience where to find the article they were looking for. This is similar to the work of publications such as NME and what would be expected of a magazine. Both my magazine and the established publication feature buzzwords such as featured to capture the attention of the viewer and also draw them in and entice them to read further into the article. Carrying the masthead from my cover to my contents page is a convention I stuck to from my established publication, as it meant the branding was a lot stronger in my magazine and a lot more sophisticated. However, I used it alongside a created slug such as my content slogan to set the scene for that particular section. Another convention is that I included an introductory stand first to my article. I featured this in different typography so that it stands out and gives a clear overview of what the article will be about. NME also does this, however it does it on a page before the actual article and body text is previewed and it is displayed next to a large image of the main artist. My double page spread stuck to conventions by having a large image of the band or artist that are featured in my article depicted next to the writing itself. Much like NME, my image is shown on the right hand page of my double page spread. It is clear from the image that this photograph was taken on the same shoot that the photo of this artist was taken on my front cover and contents page to show the link between them all and that they are all clearly related. It also shows the importance of the band as they are the main featured artists from this particular issue. I use a drop cap in my article and so does NME, as it is eye-catching to the viewer as they flick through the magazine. Page numbers are one of the main conventions of a media publication and a necessity for my magazine, as they help the reader easily find what article they were looking for, especially if it was advertised on the front cover and throughout the contents page. I featured the convention of the grab quote, as I feel these are important into drawing the reader in as they flick through the magazine. It gives an overall taster of what the article will be about and therefore sparks interest and encourages them to read further. However, My grab quote is a lot smaller and more condensed into the article than that of NME, therefore I strayed a bit from the convention as I wanted to keep it all very compact and looking sophisticated.